No armor challenge, Monster Hunter Rise! Now a couple things I want to get out of the way. I'm not the best hunter in the world, though this challenge is really going to test me. Now going over the rules of this challenge. Number 1, not wearing any armor for the challenge. Now by nature it is hard not to boost your defense accidentally due to the endemic life and not being able to remove your petulance, so just going naked with no armor is fine for me. It's still gonna be tough. I must cycle through the weapons each quest. Now once again, I'm not the best hunter, and since that is the case, I would rather get out of my comfort zone and use weapons currently in the game. I mean, why not? I'm probably in a cart anyways. Number 3, only completing the Gathering Hub quest. Currently the game itself is pretty easy when you go through the village, but I want a little bit more challenge, and I'm probably going to regret this, honestly. Number 4, no glitches. Personally, I've not seen any exploitable glitches in the game yet in my first run through, but just in case, here's the rule. Number 5, also since I have to complete this challenge solo, meaning there's no help from anyone else. Now I really want to test myself with the challenge since I've been playing Monster Hunter since 3 Ultimate, but I've never done any quests naked. So this will be a challenge. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future Monster Hunter content. Now of course, at the beginning we decide to make our character, which personally I never really found too interesting since I usually use the presets anyways. I do name my character Mai for no reason, really. My pet will also be running no armor as well since, you know, it is a theme of the challenge. Also, my Palico will be a trap Palico since they usually don't have much defensive buffing skills, so. One thing I've been getting more annoyed about each new Monster Hunter game is the beginning. How many tutorial screens we have to get through. Now, getting out of all the tutorials, I managed to get to the Gathering Hall where the hunts will begin. My first quest is going to be a mix of gathering and hunting the Great Azuchi. Now my first weapon is going to be the Great Sword, and personally I have seen the Great Sword deal big numbers in damage from hunters that are way better than me and that use it all the time. I'm not one of those hunters. So, compare that with the fastest monster in the game. I was given a wake-up call on the first hunt in the game. After a few charge attacks and messing with the weapon, I learned to do the true charge blast consistently. We take him down, no problems. Maybe used a little bit too much Mega Potions than we wanted, but that's not an issue. After gathering some ore in the previous quest, we're able to make our next weapon, which will be the longsword. Fun fact, the longsword and greatsword used to be considered the same type of weapon. I'm old. Being a weeb myself, the longsword is very easy for me to pick up, and I've never really mastered this weapon before, so it'll be interesting. The next hunt is the Acnosome, and he teaches me a few lessons. One thing is that he can combo me to camp pretty fast, which is the toughest part of this hunt. Channeling my inner anime side character, I was able to beat Acnosome, but just barely since I would be the only side character with no plot armor. Next one is using the most talked about weapon in the game. If you use this weapon as passive, you have to tell everyone. The Sword and Shield is the jack of all trades weapon since it's almost everything, just not excelling in any of it. Great weapon, and personally I love using this weapon when I need to apply status effects, and of course I use it on the side when I can. But we will be taking on the Kuliaku, and surprisingly enough he hits like a rock. And I mean he hits you with the rock. Okay, never mind, moving on. His hunt is not the hardest, and actually we beat him pretty easily since we're just as mobile as he is with the sword and shield. So once again, great weapon, love it.
Hi there.
Next up, my main I used in Monster Hunter Rise is the Dual Blades, another anime weeb moment. Sadly, we don't have all the switch skills available for the weapon to really shine, but all we have to do is beat the Great Baggy. Now that thing is okay. It's just a better version of the Great Jaggy, but with saliva that puts you to sleep. Honestly, Great Baggy was the fastest hunt since I have mobility with the dual blades and counters with a wirebug dash. This fight was not even a fight, it was super easy. Now the urgent quest. Since the quest shows up pretty quick after completing the required amount of quests from HR1, we are taking on the Tetranodon with the Lance, which is the next weapon in the cycle. This weapon is the one I have not used at all in any previous games, except Generations Ultimate, and even then barely. So, Tetranodon was the first monster to really hit me hard and make me watch each move since they dealt so much damage. Now that's tough since using Lance I'm not mobile, so like when I'm so used to fast mobile weapons like the dual blades and going into a slower defensive moving weapon like the Lance, I just don't understand how to use this weapon. Tetranodon shown me his belly and it is the biggest damaging move, and like that, quest failed. I went straight to the training room to work with combos in wirebug moves since I had no clue how to use this weapon. After 5 minutes, I deemed myself a professional Lance user. After poking the dummy around, I am ready for round 2 with my new Zuchi Lance, since I kinda deemed I need a little bit of an upgrade. Round 2! This time I understand how to use the weapon and still have a tough time since my 5 minutes of training mean nothing to Tetranodon. I end up being tossed to the ground multiple times since Tetranodon likes it rough. Of course, I don't give up and decide to play carefully but steady since I know I attack slowly, the monster will not take itself out, sadly. After 25 minutes of poking him with a stick, I was able to take out the big boy himself. With the newfound confidence in the Lance, I was able to hit HR2. Now this is where we will stop for now until we are able to go on to HR2 shenanigans. But once again, feel free to subscribe to our channel and comment down below your favorite weapon of choice. Catch you later.